Hello, my name is Valeria Ramon, and this is the microteaching activity. This is group 1, and now I'm going to be presenting to you the teachers that helped me create this lesson plan. Their names are Julissa Vera, Daniela Sepulveda, and Yvette Hernandez, and this is for class ESL 3023. Today is language arts, and this is for our second grade class. And this week's theme is animals, and we'll be focusing on sea animals, so that would be the topic for today. The TEKs are reading vocabulary development, which is 5D. Students are expected to alphabetize a series of words using the alphabet. Also, writing literary text, which is 18A. Students are expected to write a brief story that includes a beginning, middle, and end. And also oral and written convention, which is 21A1. Students are expected to understand and use the following part of speech in the context of reading, speaking, and writing, which is number 1, verbs past, present, and future. For today's content objectives include students will be able to categorize sea animals in ABC order by cutting and pasting the animals and its name in boxes numbered 1 through 8. Also, students will be able to write a story using beginning, middle, and end by completing the following sentence. If I went scuba diving, I would. Today's language objective includes students will be able to analyze sentences and determine the verb tense by doing a jigsaw activity. Hi, my name is Julissa Vera, and I will be focusing on the introduction. As an introduction, we will begin to read the book Rainbow Fish by Marcus Pfister. To begin, I will be showing the students the book cover, and the first question that will be asked is, by looking at the book cover, what do you believe this book will be about? We will then hear different answers from the students, such as, it will be about fish, it will be about one fish. Afterwards, we will begin to read the book.
There lived a fish, not just an ordinary fish, but the most beautiful fish in the entire ocean. His scales were every shade of blue and green and purple, with sparkling silver scales among them. Oh, beautiful. The other fish were amazed at his beauty. They called him Rainbow Fish. Come on, Rainbow Fish, they would call. Come on and play with us. But the Rainbow Fish would just glide past, proud and silent, letting his scales shimmer.
We have now stopped at a certain point in the book. The next question that will be asked to students would be, have read some interesting parts of the book. Now, what do you predict will happen after this point? The students will be engaged by giving their opinion on what they believe will occur. The students will begin by stating events that occurred in the book for them to be led in this prediction. Also, we will be now continuing the rest of the book.
One day, a little blue fish followed after him. Rainbow Fish, he called, wait for me. Please, give me one of your shiny scales. They're so wonderful and you have so many. You want me to give you one of my special scales? Who do you think you are? Cried the Rainbow Fish. Get away from me. Shocked, the little blue fish swam away. Now he was the loneliest fish in the entire ocean. The Rainbow Fish found the cave. I have been waiting for you, said the octopus.
We have now reached a new point in the book. Now, we can ask the students, what do you believe are some of the characteristics of the rainbow fish? Do you think that the rainbow fish will continue to be the loneliest fish? Then you will hear different answers from the students that will be very similar.
The little blue fish was back. Rainbow Fish, please don't be angry. I just want one little scale. Maybe I would miss just one. Carefully, the rainbow fish pulled out the smallest scale and gave it to the little fish. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, the little blue fish bubbled playfully as he tucked the shiny scale in among his blue ones.
Hello, my name is Daniela Sepulveda, and I will be continuing this section of the video. So what basically I'm covering is, from rainbow fish to the actual lesson, making that connection together. So as teachers, we should reinforce what the kids have listened to this whole time. So kind of going over the rainbow fish and their predictions. So saying, were your predictions true? What happened to the rainbow fish? Do you think what happened was fair? Things like that. But it is also important to remember to ask questions that are not just yes or no. You could say, what happened to it, like I had said, things like that, things that, kids will actually want to engage and actually answer. So you could ask, where were the fish living? Kind of making the connection to our topic, sea animals, for today. So to appeal to kids' schema, because it is important for them to make a connection from their real world experiences to what they're actually learning in school. You could say, where have you seen sea animals? Or you can say, have you been to the beach? Have you seen any shows? And of course, you're going to get SpongeBob, you're going to get SeaWorld, you're going to get things like that, which is perfect because kids often connect their real world to academics and, connect it a lot better. So after they are fully engaged, we can begin our pre-activity. So before we begin our pre-activity, we must remember that we do have ELL students and we have to be sensitive to that. So you could also say some of the questions in Spanish, things like that. You could also, maybe ask them if they wanted to draw, if they're in the silent period. You could say you can draw them at your desk if you've seen sea animals or sea creatures, things like that. Whatever makes students more comfortable. So you could say, what kind of animals did we see in the book? So you're going to get fish, you're going to get sea star, you're going to get octopus, things like that. So our pre-activity is kind of a bubble map or a spider web. So right now it's kind of like a fish web. So you can go and ask, what kind of animals did we see in the book? So you're going to get fish, you're going to get sea star, and you're going to get octopus. So those are great examples of sea animals. We could also say, what other animals live in the sea? So you'll get turtle and shark. And so now the students should be ready to, go from our pre-activity to their actual lesson, which Yvette will be explaining. Thank you.
During Activity 2, after groups have discussed the 2 questions and wrote down the 5 examples that they're required, they will now get together in a new group. In this new group, they will have no more than 3 people in their group, and they will be working and discussing what they have learned from their previous groups. In this new group, they'll require 1 person from group 1, 1 person from group 2, and 1 person from group 3. They will be discussing and working on a worksheet. This worksheet has 6 sentences that the students will be needing to identify past, present, or future in these sentences. After they identified what sentences are in what tense form, they will now create 3 new sentences, 1 from past, 1 from present, and 1 for the future. They will create these 3 sentences, and that will conclude the Activity 2. Activity 3. Activity 3 is more evaluation of what they have learned. They will now create a prompt. We will give them an incomplete sentence that they will need to be completing by what the information they have learned today. In this prompt, they will now go back to their seats and they will be given a prompt worksheet, a template that either it has, or you can write the word, the complete incomplete sentence on the board that says, if I went scuba diving, I would. And they will finish completing the sentences with a beginning, a middle, and an end. Also, keeping in mind of the past, present, future tense. And then in the end, after they're done, they can always look back and re-evaluate what they have learned and what they can remember about these activities.